Hello and welcome to 2023. I hope you are well, and I hope that your Christmas went well and that you are healthy and your plans are coming along rather nicely. Yes, 2022 has gone, and it only seems like yesterday when we were thinking about Christmas, the plans and how we were going to spend some time with family and friends. But here we are, we've crossed over already, and we are in a new year. So, first and foremost, I just want to say thanks to God for seeing me through to this time, and I'm here, I'm able to talk to you in this manner. I hope you're healthy and what you had been looking forward to is coming true in the way that you had expected that to be. So, we're going to be looking at a new theme, foundations of faith. That is the theme we're going to be focusing on over the next few weeks. Today, I want to talk about how we love God and others authentically. And I'll break this down into two words. One is love, and the other one is authenticity. How do those two words, how do we interact with those two words in the way we live our life as a people of faith? So let's look at authenticity first. Now, authenticity is about being true, being real. And when you talk about something being authentic, we think of words such as being unchanged, being original. And when you have something that you found that you want to sell, maybe an art, piece of art, one of the questions they look for is to establish whether it is the original, i.e., is this authentic? And when it is, then suddenly the value of that thing goes up. So when we look at the word authenticity, we want to think about being real, being true, being original. And in the context of our talk today, we're looking about something that is called God-centered, as our lives being centered on God and us being able to demonstrate that we are centered on God. Constantly seeking God for Him to reveal to us and to guide us in that direction that we should be going. So when we think about being authentic, it is not about something that's made up, that I have made up myself, but it's going back to God and having Him dictate, drive, influence, shape who we are and where we're going. And then we look at the word love, and love can have so many meanings. And let me just first and foremost say we're not talking about Hollywood love or love as in a relationship between partners. We're talking about an attribute of God, something that is and only comes from God. And for me today, I want to introduce this idea of putting God first in our lives and receiving what He has done for you through His grace, and loving Him in response to the way that He has and continues to love you, and then doing what pleases Him. So when we think about love in this context, we're thinking about God-centered and, receiving His love. Then He died the sacrifice on a cross, and then us being able to respond to that by loving Him and loving those around us. It starts with us, first of all, acknowledging, understanding who God is, acknowledging that He exists, and acknowledging that He sent His only Son to die on the cross for us. So receiving His love first, and then that helps to set us up so that we can in return be able to share the love that we received from Him with those around us. So His love is the centerpiece, and it is the centerpiece that sets us up to be genuine, to be honest, to be authentic in the way that we share or we demonstrate the love that we have for those around us. And it is about showing His love, not our own love. And you may be sitting there saying, I am not good at loving others. I don't know how to do that. Well, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. What you need to do is to be able to receive his love that he has shown to you, and then be able to reflect that love into others around you. So I no longer need an excuse that I can't do this, but I know that I can do it through him, because it is him who enables me to be able to go and love others around me. Let's look at John 13, verses 34 to 35. And he says, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciple, if you love one another." So again, let me just unpack that a little bit. Love one another as I have loved you. So we got to rearrange that. So the first one is that I have loved you. As a result, you can then go on and love others. So that order is very important. Love is not something that we create our own selves, but it's something that comes from God first. So when we're talking about loving others, let's first receive his love into our lives, and then be able to push that out in sharing that with others. Romans 13, 9 and Galatians 5:14 refers to these words that we know very well. Love your neighbor as yourself, which is referred to as the greatest command. Love your neighbor as yourself. So if you do not love yourself, then get to know God and his love for you first. Go to him and say, God, I don't know how to do this love thing. Even for myself, I don't know how to do that. Please help me. And you're doing that so that God can reveal himself to you again and remind you that he has already died on the cross for you because of the love that he has for you. So if you do not love yourself, let's go back to God. He is the source of love. And by going back to him, we will be able to truly understand, receive, appreciate the love that he has already shown and continues to show to us. So then we are able to go out and love our neighbors as he has commanded us to. So the other things I want to pick up are this. When we truly love God, we are also able to love his people. And when we love his people, then we are showing that we love God. This love is not a made-up love, but is also not about expectations or conditions, but it is truly modeling what God has done for you and what he has done for me, and demonstrating that in my life by showing the same to those around me. It is unconditional, it is unselfish, it is sacrificial, it is about trusting, about hoping, it is about perseverance. It is not about self-seeking, it's not all about me, but it is about Jesus and what Jesus has done, and that, in understanding that and being able to show that in the way that I go about my life, that's really what it's all about. It starts with us knowing and understanding who God is. Otherwise, we are walking in darkness without a reference point. How can I go out there to show this love which has been shown to me by God when I do not understand who he is? So let's put that right and get to know him first. It is about acknowledging who he is. It is about understanding how he works in you, how he works in me through his Holy Spirit. Remember, Holy Spirit is the one who's been left to guide us, who walks with us day in, day out, who can prompt us to do certain things and not to do certain things. So it is about understanding how that works in our lives so that we can unpack this amazing gift that we have and show it and share it with those around us. It is about listening, it's about learning, and it is about responding to the prompting of the Holy Spirit. It is about treating all people in the way that Christ would have done. Treating all people, even those people you do not get on well with, they all fall into that category. It is about being the first person to recognize when you've got it wrong. If you've got it wrong, you put your hand up, say, hey, it is all about that. All those things come together to show that we care, that we love, and that we are genuine, we are honest, we are authentic in what we do and how we do it. 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs, and it does not delight in evil but rejoices with the truth. It always protects and always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. I remember touching on those few words earlier. Love never fails. This is about true love. We have had songs about true love, but this one is saying actually it never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away, but true love will remain. So when we're thinking about loving God, loving others, that genuine, true love that only comes from Him is the one we are referring to. So as we come to conclusion, let me leave you with a few pointers here for you to think about. The first one is this. If you don't love yourself, then I challenge you that this is the right time you looked to change this. And it's not in your own powers, but it's about you reaching out to God and saying, God, I understand that you loved me. Please show this to me again. I want to truly understand that. And it is that love that then will help me love me and be able to love others, my neighbors, as you have commanded. Second, spend some time understanding God's love, what it looks like, that authentic, genuine, unconditional love. The sacrifice that Jesus gave on the cross by dying for you and I. Spend some time understanding that. We are guilty of sometimes just running through, reading the Bible, reading the words and then passing through. Take time, reread, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His own one and only Son. Reread that and just reflect on it. Take time, you don't need to rush anywhere. Share this love once you fully understand and appreciate it. Share it with those around you and do not set any conditions. Think of someone this week who you do not get on so well with. Maybe think of that person at work, your neighbor, your friend, anyone who you might come in contact with, who you may not associate yourself with. Show them some love in some way or another. I bet you they'll appreciate it. Ask God to help you so that you can keep on repeating this sharing of His love with those around you. Only He can do that, and only He can help you do that. And then 1 John 4, verse 6. It ends, and these three words are so key. When you read through, you pick up these three words that says, God is love. If we do not know what love looks like, let us get to know who God is. Once we know who God is, we'll be able to know what love is. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in them. Today, I challenge you, I encourage you to go out there and start showing that authentic, that's so important, that authentic love to those you come in contact with. But that will only come once you understand who God is and you start loving Him in return, in response of the love that He has for you. Be encouraged, be well, and go out there and love someone else.